Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of the MVC Youth Podcast. That's exciting, our very first episode.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. We've been in the talks of doing it for 6-9 months around.
It's been that long already.
Yeah, it's been a while. I'll just quickly introduce myself. I'm Ted. I'm a uni student studying teaching here in Adelaide, and I'm currently the new youth leader of Morphettvale, so that's pretty sweet. And I'm also in charge of social events that we run here at church as well.
Cool. My name is Paul, and I work at a tech company at the moment. I don't have an actual role yet. That's coming. But I work at a tech company. I studied a Bachelor of Business at Flinders. And at church, I do a couple of things. I'm on the Friday night Connect committee. So I help plan the Friday night youth events that we run here at church. I help out with things like this, so a bit of the media side and a bit of social media here and there as well. So that's... and also just out of school every once in a while as well, with breakfast and running the lesson and things like that. Yeah.
So just to get you, just to know you a little bit better, Paul, what are some of the goals that you have in regards to Christianity? So that could mean like your spiritual goals or like goals that you have for the church.
I think spiritual goals in terms of, I was saying in terms of outreach, but I think that's a goal in itself for me, outreach. I think over the years, my passion for that has grown a lot. So I think this year is going to be really awesome with things like this, things like some of the other video work that we're doing. I think outreach would be my number one goal at the moment.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think I'm in a similar boat to you. Taking on this new role as youth leader, I think God's really calling us to not only just reach out to just the people in the church, but also to reach out to the community around us, which also means that the school that the church is connected to. So getting students more excited for Jesus, I think is one of the callings that God is really, putting on my heart. And so, I would say that's one of my goals as well. I guess on a personal journey level, one of my goals is to just to understand why I'm a Christian better. That's not really how I want to word it, but I just want, when someone asks me why you're a Christian, I want to be able to answer that really easily. And I guess I'm looking for those answers, in the Bible, of course, but then also looking at Ellen White, because I feel like growing up, I didn't really learn much about her. And so I'm, focusing on doing that a lot more now, doing my own research and finding my own answers rather than just kind of blindly following.
That's good.
So I guess as well, we should talk about why we are doing this. So in your opinion, why did you want to start this podcast?
Yeah. I think we were both a little bit, mostly on the same page with some slight differences. I think for me, it was almost 50-50 with outreach and also reaching just our community as well. And when I say community, I mean not just our local church, but I guess even the wider Adventist global community, I guess. If it reaches that far, that'd be awesome. Because there's stuff, I know there's stuff on both of our hearts that we want to talk about, which will reach both sort of camps, whatever side people are on. I shouldn't say side, but I guess whatever walk of life they're on.
That's sick.
Yeah.
For me, I would say that I want to do this podcast just so I'm kind of on this journey at the moment, and I feel like a lot of the questions that I have regarding Christianity and the church and God and all those sorts of things, I feel like a lot of young Christians face those same questions as well. And so it's not really me having all the answers, but it's a kind of a journey of me searching for those answers. In regards to reaching out, I want this to reach people like what you were saying, like either walks of life, you know, people that are in the church and people that are curious, and people that just, I don't know, just want to learn more about Jesus as well. So yeah.
And hopefully we can do both of those things.
That is true. That is true. And I've always thought that, you know, even if we, like, as long as we follow, you know, God's direction in regards to this or just anything in life, if we like reach one person, then I think we're doing our job as Christians and like furthering the kingdom of heaven. And so really, like, that's what I'm kind of hoping this does is, you know, is that we do God's work.
For sure. That's awesome. Yeah. His will.
That's it. So just to kind of get to know you even more, why are you a Christian? So, kind of to kind of give some backstory behind it. One of our like heavy, not influences, but like one of our heavy, you know, one of the people that really are really involved with Morphettvale and the church and the youth and all that sort of stuff. They did an activity in Sabbath school, and it was kind of in 3 sentences or less, describe why you're a Christian. And so I guess let's unpack that first, and then we'll kind of finish up by summing it up in 3 sentences.
Yeah. Okay. I think I've already got my 3 sort of main points for that in mind. So I have like a little small paragraph of why am I Christian. The first one for me is that science backs it up. So whether it be the proof that the Bible is actually a historical document, or if Jesus existed, which I guess goes hand in hand because the Bible says Jesus existed, how, you know, creation and like the fact that the chances of us, you know, being a thing from the Big Bang is so small. And when I say Big Bang, I mean, like, I know, like, I guess, you know, it's a potential that God used the Big Bang. There's a theory about that as well. But I guess what I'm saying is there's just so much evidence that creation happened the way it did, that the Bible said, and the fact that that's all historically accurate. And if that's all historically accurate, I believe that it's all true. It's all, you know, it's real. Jesus did come, and Jesus did all those amazing miracles and all that sort of thing. So that's the first part for me. Second thing would be it's a win-win is what I like to call it, which it's kind of not very, I guess, not very theological based. It's kind of just like taking a stab, but like that's why I love Christianity, because when I say win-win, I mean if you believe in it and it's true, then, you know, eternal life and all that stuff. If you believe in it and it's not true, you've just lived an awesome life, like the way that it's been proven that like you can have an awesome life. You know what I mean? That's what I love about it. That's the second part. The third part for me is, what was the third part?
So you have...
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Okay, go.
Everything that he does for me. So the reason why I'm actually so much more passionate over the years. You know, I've seen him work so much in my life over the past couple of years. I only got baptized last year, but I think I was probably ready a bit earlier. I think it just came at a good time when it happened and all that. I got my Bible studies out of the way and got it done. But yeah, that's because of my journey that I went on over the past couple of years. I grew up in the church, I should probably add, but I never really had this huge passion. Like, I stayed in the church because I always believed it was real, but I guess for me the passion wasn't there until, I guess, to put a timeline, I think maybe just after high school, maybe when I started uni. I think that's when it was sort of getting more real for me. Like, I actually had reasons to come, not just because I believed in it, but because there was more to it. It was like, I see what he's doing in my life through various life experiences. Yeah. So that's my thing.
That's quite interesting, because I would say that I contrast you quite a bit in regards to like baptism, because I would argue that I got baptized too early. I can't remember how old I was exactly. I think I was like, I would say 12. And I think like, and for me, that was like way too early. And I just wanted to be baptized because, you know, everyone around me was getting baptized. And I haven't really had that connection. I never had a connection with God until like the past couple of years. So as I started being more independent, I realized how much I needed to depend on God. Because like I grew up in the church as well, but I didn't really think about church. Like I was always like, oh yeah, God's there. Like, yeah, he exists, but I've never seen him, or I never saw him actively work in my life, or that I thought.
Yeah. Which is fair enough.
Yeah.
Such an early age.
Yeah. And I was definitely way too immature to like really comprehend the symbolism behind baptism as well.
Yeah.
I guess growing up, I always saw, the Sabbath as something that constricted me. Whereas nowadays, I'm a lot more like, oh, thank goodness it's the Sabbath, because that means I don't have to do any uni work. I don't have to like think about my big everyday responsibilities. Like I just have time to rest and like be with God and be surrounded by like-minded people.
That's awesome. That was like me, like recently, when I finished work and Friday hit and the sunset, I was like, yes, this is awesome. This is so good.
Yeah.
I feel that.
I guess my 3 points are, well, one, God has done, in the past few years, I've seen God work so much in my life. Especially, when just before I said that, I never really saw him working at all growing up. But then in the past 3-4 years, I've definitely seen God come up multiple times, like right on time, and just like do his thing. And even though like not necessarily all of the things were good, I definitely saw God in all those moments.
Yeah.
And so like this idea of like the universe is filled with coincidences, like just doesn't make sense to me. Like how can so many things go the way that they do and just be a coincidence? Like it's definitely God working and like moving people to like open doors for me and for you.
For sure.
And so like, it's just the idea of that, life is filled with coincidences just doesn't quite do it for me. And like, it's just, God has worked in my life.
I just to add to that, I like to just add and like replace whatever's in those quotes with just like God a lot of the time. So like the universe, I think you were saying the universe creates coincidence or whatever. God creates.
Yeah.
God creates those coincidences. That's what I like to do when I see those. I'm like,
true.
yes, I can apply this to my life.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to not believe that there's a higher being. But that's my opinion. Like there are so many people that, disagree with my opinion, and that's
might
fine.
hate for what you just said.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I just don't see life just accidentally, doing things. And same with the idea of, evolution and like the Big Bang. I just don't see how, two particles or whatever it is colliding at the right speed or whatever. I don't know. But it's like
along those lines.
I just don't see how that can create so much. Creates the whole universe. And I don't even think science has even reached the end of the universe yet. And so when you look at it like that, and you look at the human body and like everything has to be working in the human body for it to work. And then the place, like where the Earth is placed in the galaxy and the solar system. And you think like, if it was like a few kilometers to like further away, a few kilometers like closer, we would not be able to survive. And I don't see how evolution answers that, but that is just me.
Yeah, there's no argument there. Like, just Google, what are the chances of things happening again exactly the same way? Like, just one
definitely
ridiculous number. It's crazy.
And I also agree with you on, like, the whole living life as a Christian. Like, it is, to me, when I see it, it is a win-win, because even if, God doesn't exist, you're still living a really wholesome lifestyle. Like you're living a lifestyle that doesn't only benefit you, but it benefits others. And I think that's a really awesome thing. That's a really awesome like outlook on it. But then, what we believe, God does exist, and then we have this like eternal gift. And so, I mean, like, it's, why, I don't know. I find it crazy, like, to not believe in it like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
For sure. I think that point for me, I like to share with people. That's why I include it in there. Like, that's like, if it applies to me, like, it can apply for you. Like, it's worth it, like, certain people.
And I think it's funny because, like, more recently at uni, a lot of my friends have been like, Ted, you act a lot differently than you used to. And then, like, not heaps, but, you know, a few people have been like, you act a lot different than you used to. I'm like, yeah, like, I'm just, like, a lot happy with life. And I mean, I'm not open with everyone about it, but the people that I do tell about it, you know, they've been like, oh, okay, like, I can see that. And I guess that's a really good thing that I'm outputting Jesus by the way that I act. And I guess that is a form of mission. Outreach is like, just being kind and loving others. And that's something that I'm striving for.
That's awesome. Yeah. I've experienced that as well. I guess not so much with change, which is probably a bad thing. Maybe I should work on changing a bit more. But yeah, no, definitely. I think just the way we act is a huge form of outreach. I agree with you there.
So yeah, like, I don't know. It's kind of crazy though, because I don't know, like, some friends that I've made I just made last year, and it's just funny how that, like, a year's change can do to someone, for them to be like prompting, like, for them to be like, to notice a change in me, which I think is really cool. Like, I guess it's kind of God's way of also saying, like, hey, like, you're doing your job, and I'm so pleased with that. And I don't know, that does bring me a lot of comfort.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But yeah,
that's cool.
So when a friend who's non-Christian comes up to you, I guess, how would you sum up your faith?
As in, like, why I'm a Christian, or
why you're a Christian.
Yeah.
Like, so I guess, like, summing it up in those 3 sentences.
Yeah, I think I just use those, I guess, the titles that I used for those 3 dot points. It's like, so, wow, I'm forgetful today. One of them it's a win-win. I don't know why that's sticking out for me, but yeah, that's because I think I've just talked about it. It's a win-win. Oh my goodness. This shouldn't be this hard. That's pretty bad. It's a win-win. He does so much for me, and the science backs it up. Those are the 3 points.
Yeah, that's so cool.
That just, like, go to when I remember them. My goodness.
It is actually, like, a really daunting question. Hey, like, when people ask you, why are you a Christian? And for so many years, I honestly couldn't answer that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, just buddies, you know, from the sports club that I play with, they would ask me that question. And then, just because I was so involved with my sport and not really in the church, I couldn't really answer them. I was like, why am I a Christian? Like, why do I say that I'm a Christian? Especially when I don't really, like, follow it. Like, I used to play sports on the Sabbath, and I used to, like, you know, devote my life to ice hockey. Yeah. And so, like, why am I a Christian? And so I guess, you know, God's definitely worked on my life over the years. And now I'm finally feel comfortable with I finally have an answer because I'm living that lifestyle. Yeah, for sure. And, like, that's awesome. So for me, I guess my little segment is, like, there's too many things have happened in my life to call them a coincidence. I think God definitely, you know, has put people and put me in front of people to, like, help me learn and help me grow a closer relationship with Him. I believe that, like what you were saying, like, it's a win-win situation, because, you know, if you believe and He does exist, then you have this awesome gift. But if you believe and He doesn't exist, then you've lived a very positive lifestyle that could potentially affect many other people in a good way. And then I guess for my last one, is just, like, I guess this is kind of linking to my first point, but I don't really believe. I can't understand the science part of evolution and all that sort of like I just don't believe it.
Yeah.
And I guess those are my 3 points, and I guess they're not really biblically sound. So I guess I just need to work on my 3 reasons still. But I mean, yeah, like those are definitely sentences.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think the Bible sort of outlines how the world came about. So I think it's still biblically based. Like it's still in agreement. It's not But I think what just happened to me there with forgetting like the points that I thought of before is something that can happen happens to a lot of us. Like if we're a believer, I think I want to encourage you guys, if you're a believer, to actually like have a think about a short little blurb like we have, to answer why you're a Christian, to actually tell people without having to like stumble. Because I think, what just happened to me is not a good. It's not that you have to like look good all the time in front of non-Christians, but like I think it can put them off if you're like trying to think of a reason on the spot to why you're a Christian.
Especially when you do come across those people that want to not trap you, but but catch you off guard and to like, I guess kind of prove you wrong. If you stumble on your answer and like you're kind of unsure on what you want to say, then they'll just kind of shut you down. But if you're confident, like even if you're not confident on the inside, but you like pretend confidence, which is what I do on the daily. Just be like, if I act confident, they'll think I'm confident.
That's right.
Like then they can't. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like you can't really argue against it.
Yeah, well, maybe for some people it might be easier to like rehearse answers. The reason why I just forgot was because I had it rehearsed. Like I know what I had written down that day, and like I'm trying to remember what I had. But I think for some people it would be easier on the spot. But yeah, it depends on the person. But I think even if it is easy for you on the spot, you should probably still have a think about what you would say. Like if someone asks you like, name 5 good things that happened to you because you're a Christian. And like, it'd be awesome to like just say them.
Yeah, no, that's definitely
without having
true.
to sit there and think about it for half an hour.
I think we should kind of revise our answers, and then we should put it in like the description or something.
Okay.
I think
yeah.
Because I think that'd be a good idea, because that way I guess it keeps us accountable. That way we rehearse it and we remember it as well. And like I guess it shows or it explains to other people why we also believe in what we believe as well.
Yeah, for sure. Good idea.
So I think we should just wrap it up now.
Yeah.
I think you've all got a pretty good introduction to who we are and why we believe in God or believe in the Bible and all that sort of stuff. And so I guess we'll just just wrap it up by saying, like, if you have any questions or you have any topics that you'd like us to discuss, you can contact us through MVC Youth. And I think that is also the Facebook page, MVC Youth.
Yep.
And then you can also contact us through our email address, which is contactmvcyouth@gmail.com.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope that's all correct.
I'm pretty sure it is, because I looked it up.
Yeah. And our Instagram is also MVC Youth.
Didn't I say that?
No, you mentioned Facebook.
Oh, I thought I said, whatever.
That's all good.
It's Friday afternoon.
Yeah. Sabbath.
Yeah, that sweet Sabbath. But yeah, no, thank you for tuning in. We're definitely excited to continue doing this. And yeah, I just hope you follow along with the journey.
Yeah.
Thanks, bye.
Thanks.